And I want to give you sort of a picture of what that means for a child, for example, who's coming in with the majority of their body burned. That is a very extremely exquisitely painful injury. And if you don't have adequate pain control for it, that child is going to suffer. If you don't have adequate dressings, you cannot appropriately clean for those wounds so that they remain clean. And if you don't have appropriate anesthetics, every single time you do the dressing changes, the child is going to wail in pain and is going to experience levels of pain that are completely inhumane. And I'm using the words of the doctors that are describing what they're having to do, having been completely stripped of all the tools of modern medicine to take care of these horrific injuries. They are saying it is humane, it is unbearable, it is intolerable. You know, the majority of the victims obviously are civilians, and the vast majority are women and children. And we keep listing these numbers, but they're not numbers. You know, 3,600 children at least that we've been able to count in the death toll. The rest are still trapped under the rubble, so they can't be counted in those figures. Over 1,000 of them trapped under the rubble. You're talking approximately 5,000 children killed. It sounds like a number that we become very desensitized to, but these are individuals with personalities and characters and favorite foods and dreams, and they're somebody's everything. Humanitarian aid is urgently needed, and that's everything from the painkillers and anesthetics that I just mentioned to the fuel that is needed to power the generators that are imminently going to stop running. When they stop running, that means no ventilators, no ventilators, patients who are dependent on life-supporting therapies that require electricity to die. It also means we cannot sanitize water. This is already happening. We cannot desalinate water. So civilians are dehydrated or are drinking unsanitary water. There's an acronym that was coined in Gaza in the last 3 weeks and has been used way too frequently, and it's WCNSF. It stands for Wounded Child, No Surviving Family. And it is unfortunately an acronym that should not exist in this day and age, and it should not exist in the world that I hope everybody watching your program wants to live in.